What's up, ScreenTime love? Brand new episode. I'm Michael Flix.
I'm Anissa.
Appreciate y'all joining us, man. Got a lot of positive feedback for episode 1. And we was already encouraged and ready to keep rocking, but that encouragement I felt like was a good incentive to keep doing it.
Yeah.
I'm having a lot of fun. You having fun, right?
I am having fun. I'm finding out a lot of things about myself, so it's also good to see that and reflect on like my language.
Yeah, I feel it. I mean, I'm not tripping. I mean, if you feel the way, that's one.
Well, no, I think so. People are like, "Were you nervous? Is that why you dropped it a lot?" And I'm like, "That's just how I talk." But when I'm around my kids, I don't talk like that. But for some reason, like when I'm with my friends or like when I'm drinking, we had a couple shots, whatever, and yeah, it comes out.
It's all good.
So
I ain't tripping. I only mentioned it because I was thinking about the YouTube, and when we eventually monetize, like if you curse within the first like 15 minutes, then you can't monetize. That's all I care about. But nah, talk how you gonna talk.
I mean,
talk how you gonna talk. It's your show. Get comfortable. Talk how you gonna talk.
I was nervous. So.
I feel it. You're not nervous today, right?
I'm still gonna cuss.
Yeah, there you go.
Just not like every 5 minutes.
So off camera, we were talking about the different stereotypes within each like race or whatever, right? Because you mentioned something about, actually earlier in the week I said something about nurses because you work in scrubs. And then you're like, oh, that's racist. And I was like, because I called you a nurse, how is that racist? And then you explained to me how
the Filipino culture, like women are always nurses and they expect their kids to be nurses. And their dads are in the Navy, so it's always like the mother is the nurse and the dad's in the Navy, and that's just always how it is. So every time, somebody it's either like, do you make lumpia, or do you make pancit, or are you a nurse? Those are 3 things that like I get all the time.
Lumpia is fire.
See,
I didn't say.
I know, but like I feel like when people see me, they see that like I'm just a big lumpia walking around.
Nah. I don't. No, people don't think that.
No, I don't know. But like, I feel like that's like the 3 questions I get. Either I'm a nurse or I make lumpia. So. And
see, for me, that was so out of left field because now, granted, I guess like thinking back, like growing up, and I've always, I've been going to Kaiser my whole life, and so I'm pretty sure I've seen a lot of.
You have Kaiser?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've seen all my life.
Oh, HIPAA. I can't look.
I've never like Sharp or any of that. So actually, I should probably believe.
Do you like Kaiser? Do you like them?
It's all I know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I haven't had any bad experiences. Actually in middle school, I had you seen the movie John Q?
Yes.
I had that same thing going on, but just not as bad. Like mine didn't like put me in a hospital and like I needed a new heart. But if I like got running, if I got like my heart got pumping too fast.
I thought you meant the whole like cops were there and like John Q's at your bedside.
John Q, his son, what happened to his son?
Oh, okay.
Like how he was running to second base and he just fell out.
Yeah.
That happened to me maybe like 3 times. Except it didn't like put me in cardiac arrest and I like needed a new heart.
So what was the problem?
It was my heart. My heart was growing faster than my body was. So my heart at one point was too big for my body.
Oh, okay.
So it was pumping a lot of blood and
that's scary.
Yeah, it was really scary. Actually, one time I was walking home with my younger brother, and I played basketball after school, and then we walked home, and it was like probably like maybe like a 1.5 mile walk home.
Yeah.
And we had like that last like long straightaway, and I was like, I remember my heart was like it was hurting a lot, but I was thinking like if I could just make it home, get some water, lay down, I'll be fine. We got to that last home stretch, walking home that last like long street. Luckily, it was some grass like to the side. I just fell out. It was like, and I was like, I still had consciousness. Like in the movie John Q, like he was out. Like,
yeah.
He was out. I still had consciousness, but I couldn't move.
You were paralyzed. That's scary.
It was so scary.
And you're how old? Like
I was 11, 12.
12.
And my younger brother was with me one time when I fell. He was so scared. Like he was like, that like memory, like the look on his face, that fear, that fright on his face is like burned into my brain. Aww. But anyway, back to what we were talking about. We were talking about the stereotypes anyway. What were we talking about? What's the one we were talking about in the car? Swimming. Black people and swimming. And I was like, like I've been swimming my whole life. Me and my brothers, both my parents, damn near all my cousins. We all been swimming all my life and are strong swimmers. So it was never like, I was telling you, I really didn't even start to hear that stereotype that black people don't swim until I was like damn near a teenager, because I grew up swimming. Shout out to Southeast Dago. I learned how to swim at the Martin Luther King Rec Center when I was like 8 years old.
No one went there.
So
no one went there.
I'm from Southeast. Everybody.
No, no one went there. We try to stay away from that park. We took a field trip there one time.
Y'all correct.
No, we took a field trip there one time. We went to O'Farrell. I went to O'Farrell,
You went to O'Farrell?
I did. Did you?
I did.
Taller. Wait, I was way older than you, so.
What family were you in?
B.
It was numbers when I was there. It wasn't letters.
That's how old I am. Fucking letters.
I was in family 4.
Actually, it might actually be. Do you remember the yearbook teacher? She had curly hair. She was crazy. Miss B something. Anyway, she's super eclectic.
What year did you graduate high school so I can get like a
Oh, when you can.
Of when you were there?
Oh, when.
Oh, 1. Okay, so 5 years before me. Okay.
Yeah.
So they might have switched things up, but yeah, I was in family 4.
Do you remember Mr. Arevalo? He was our PE teacher. That fool was always drunk. Always drunk. You could tell.
I had just the 3. My homeroom teacher was Miss Potts, and then for science and math, I had Mr. Firth, and then for social studies and like language arts and literature, I had Mr. Loner. His name was, you remember you get like loner clothes for PE?
Oh yeah.
His name was Mr. Loner.
Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah. Shout out to O'Farrell, man, in Southeast. Y'all correct her.
No, but like when we were younger,
nobody went.
Okay, when we were younger, we had to stay away from there because like we're kids. Like we can't go into Martin Luther King Park.
Why?
Because we were kids. We
I
were
was a kid going
6
to
or 7. You know that part where there's like slides and like we would go there, but not the actual like grass area.
That's the best part. That big old hill to roll down, do backflips down.
Yeah, but also a lot of like exchanges happening. Like it was.
But that's the thing about Martin Luther King Park. It was stuff like that going on, but they didn't bother no kids.
Yeah, so we just hung out where the slides were,
and we whether we was on the playground or at the outside basketball court. We would see dudes sitting on the tables way away from us, smoking. Somebody would come up and pass something to somebody else. So there was stuff going on, but they wasn't bothering no kids.
I never went to that side. I feel like I was.
I've explored every inch of Martin Luther King Park.
Okay.
Y'all get on her head talking about.
He's just trying to prove that he's from Southeast. It's okay.
I don't need to prove nothing. I'm from where I'm from. I don't need to prove it. Valencia Park, O'Farrell, Martin Luther King Rec. I'm from where I'm from. I don't need to prove it.
Okay. All right, Skyline, Eastside Pie Road.
Not at all.
Why are you claiming shit? Hey, I don't know. I think I heard him say blood a couple times too.
Never.
Ooh.
Never.
Ooh.
I ain't never even played like that. I wasn't one of them growing up. I didn't play like that. And then
I have his address if you need it.
All my family from LA. Most of my family from LA, they wear blue. So I never played with that word.
Oh,
Did that. I never did that.
Oh, so you're a Crip? Is that what you're saying?
I never played with that.
Okay.
And no, I'm not.
All right, Blueface, I see you.
No, I'm not a Crip. And no, I'm not a Crip.
Okay.
But I never use that. I never use that.
He's a spiritual gangster. He's not. That's it.
We can do that. We can do that.
Actually, I have a friend. She's a Reiki master and a healer. She's a. That's no, that's not it. I'm thinking of someone else. Anyways, let's go back to the whole swimming thing.
Yeah, so I didn't even hear the like the stereotype of black people don't swim until I was like 13, because it was like when I was at the MLK Rec, it was nothing but black people there. Not nothing, but it wasn't 100% black people, but probably like 85% black people there in the pool, in the water, actually actively swimming.
Really?
In the deep end, in the shallow, and all over the pool. It was black people there.
Yeah.
So I didn't grow up thinking like, oh, black people don't swim. But I got older and I realized that although it's not true for me, it is very true for my community. A lot of black people don't swim, don't get in the pool, actual pool parties, and don't get in the pool.
But why?
Go to the beach and don't get in the water.
What's the reason behind it?
Well, like I was telling you, black people, if it's something that we're not familiar with and like a situation that we can control, we don't play with it. So if we know we can't swim, we're not finna play with the water. And we'll go to the pool party and wear full-on swim trunks and a tank top. And
I mean, what about like if you guys go on like a hike or something, like you don't know what's at the end of the hike, like you're gonna go for it anyway.
A lot of black people don't go on hikes on certain trails and up in the hills and stuff.
I see a lot of fine black men at Cal, so I don't know.
But there's certain things that are familiar. Like yeah, we'll go.
Okay.
But if it's not like I won't say who, but we'll leave that to the other races to like go stand at the edge of the cliff and be like, oh, that's a nice view, and like go look and try. Nah, black people don't do that.
They just run towards the danger.
Yeah, we're not finna
you guys run away from it.
We're not finna go in the middle of the ocean unless we on a cruise ship. If we're not comfortable with the water, we gotta be on a cruise ship to go to the middle of the ocean.
Yeah.
We're not finna go stand at the edge of the cliff to take a picture. It's like, we don't play like that. So black people, the black people that don't swim, they not finna even play and put a toe in the water, because like if I fall in and I can't swim, it's a wrap. Black people don't play like that.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I mean, I always knew that like was a stigma or like kind of a stereotype. I just never knew why. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I
mean, they say, black women don't want to get their hair wet, which is a lot of truth in that. But I think the overarching theme is that black people are extremely cautious with things that we can't control or we're not familiar with, and swimming is one of those things. So it's like, I'm not finna play. I'm not finna play.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know. Good to know. I don't think you answered my question.
What was your question?
Like, why? Like, oh, that's why is because they're scared to go in the water? You're scared to go in the water. But you're not scared to go in the water.
No, I'm speaking for my community. I'm not. I'm very strong.
So can you swim in the middle of the ocean?
Absolutely.
Really? That's so
I mean,
scary.
while the water's calm, I wouldn't do it. I don't play with the ocean.
Yeah, you don't know what's under there. It's so deep.
We don't.
So deep. Put you to sleep. Sorry. Where's your mind, Michael? Jeez, get it out of the ocean.
You said it. It's so much down there that we don't.
Yeah.
And then we've been seeing like the whales are like sinking ships, and like dolphins are like.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry to the orca whales are like killing the dolphins. There's so much going on there. I'm cool.
They're fighting. They're fighting down there. They're like, fuck this. I'm not going up there. And then the whole like submarine thing when they went missing. That shit's crazy.
It is crazy. I don't know how much truth. Well, no, there is truth in it. I think they were gone like that. I don't think they were lost and then something happened. I think the minute that they couldn't find them, they were dead. And I think they kinda,
it's not funny. I'm not laughing because it's funny.
I think they kind of gassed it and made it seem away.
Yeah. I'm laughing because Dave Chappelle's skit on it. Did you? Yeah, and I was... I'm sorry. And it's not a funny matter, but like Dave Chappelle will make that into a funny matter, and it's terrible. I'm not laughing. I'm not.
Speaking of comedy, after this we can get into the topics. Mike Epps has a new stand-up on Netflix, and it's hilarious.
Is it?
It's hilarious.
I mean, no, it's out now?
Yeah, it's out.
I love Mike Epps. He's so funny.
He's probably one of my top 5 favorite... Not probably. He's one of my top 5 favorite comedians.
Who's your top first?
Oh, man. I think...
Chelsea Handler. Hands down.
For you?
No. Not at all.
I think, and it's not just because I'm black. I think all the best comedians are black. I think the only white comedian that's in the top 5 is oh my lord, is it Bill Maher? I'm blanking on his name now. It's not Bill Maher. Oh, I'm so tight. Oh, I'm so tight. Oh my god. Oh, I'm so mad. Damn it.
Is it your guy? Because I don't think it is, because you don't know his name.
Oh, man. There he is. Come on, IMDb. Bill Burr, not Bill Maher.
Bill Burr's white.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
He's the only white comedian that's in the top 5. In my opinion, he's the only white comedian that's as funny as Dave Chappelle, Chris Rock.
No, you're absolutely right. I don't disagree with you. I feel like, because remember Richard Pryor, it goes back to the 90s and the 80s, like Eddie Murphy, funny as fuck. Like, Coming to America is one of the best movies ever.
For sure.
And
see, I separate when I do that. If I'm talking about a stand-up comedian on stage, I rank their on stage.
But just in general, though, like Eddie Murphy's hilarious. Martin Lawrence, fucking funny as shit.
Eddie Murphy's probably the GOAT as far as his on-stage performance, his on-stage performance as a stand-up comedian.
Yeah.
And then his movies. Mm-hmm. I don't think anybody.
No.
I think Kevin Hart, within the last few years, like broke his on-stage record for like biggest show or like most ticket sales or something like that. But I don't think anyone's ever gonna top Eddie Murphy's run of movies. I mean, Life, Bowfinger, The Nutty Professor.
Oh yeah, and he played all those roles too. The same person.
Come on, man.
Yeah, no, they don't make him like Eddie Murphy no more at all.
He might be the comedy GOAT. He might be they give it to Dave Chappelle because his stand-up specials, like, they just.
But he doesn't do movies.
Resonate with so many people, but he does do movies. He got half baked.
That was a long time ago.
That
was like me saying like.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
But no, he was even in he was in The Nutty Professor. Dave Chappelle. Was he? He was the comedian that made fun of.
Oh, but he was a comedian. He was acting as a comedian in a comedy. Come on.
He did a good job though.
Of course he did. If I was a chef, acting as a chef, I'd be doing a good job. Okay. Oh my god, Michael. Take a nap.
Tell me that. I'll lay back and go right back to sleeping here.
This fool was sleeping for like 30 minutes.
Before I do that, you shouldn't let me sleep that long, man. What's our first topic today, Anissa?
Oh, I'm sorry.
About first.
You want to go with the massage parlor or the young guys who love older women?
Let's do it with that one. Young guys who love older women.
Okay. Why do you think young guys love older women?
Now, are you talking about guys that want to date?
Yeah, like move them into their house.
Oh, because older women are locked in. They're about their stuff. They got their job and their routine and the things that they do, and they don't really need a younger man for much other than a companion, some good sex. It's like a companion and good sex, really. They're like, I'm happy all on my own. I'm totally fine. I'm fine. I don't need you to do anything.
But do you think it's generational? Do you think that the women of I'm not talking shit, I'm just asking, do you think women in this next generation before the 80th babies are just not suitable for younger men because they don't have a lot of tools to move on in life? There are...
Say it again.
So, like, is it generational? Do you think, like, it's a soft girl era where they don't know how to cook and they don't know how to clean and they don't know how to drive a car because they have Lyft to go everywhere? I know parents, their kids don't want to start driving because they have Lyft.
There could be some truth, and I never thought about that.
But I'm not saying that they're lazy, or I'm just saying it's a generation thing. Like, we have computers, they do everything for us.
I never thought about that.
They don't have to work.
About that. I don't think that the percentage of young men. I think that it's a higher percentage of young men that want to date young women as opposed to older women. But there's probably some truth in that. The younger men that are like, you know what, these young girls ain't for me. Give me like a mature older woman. There could be some truth in that. Like, these young girls don't got no direction. They don't know what they want to do. I'm not saying that. I'm saying these men may feel that way.
No, I get you.
But they're like, these girls they city girls. They out here for the streets, and I need me an older, mature woman that's. You know what I'm saying? That's got a career, that's, you know what I'm saying, that's got her own place, that's locked in, and she has her own life, and all she needs me to do is to come in and make her happy. I don't really have to do much. Like, not as any man, like any real man is gonna, pay for things and take care of his woman the way he's supposed to. But I guess what I'm saying is older women don't need it.
Yeah.
It's a bonus. All they need you for is to be a companion and to give them good sex. They don't need nothing else from a young man.
So being on the app, right? I mean, I know one person that I'm close to that I didn't meet on the app, and I know two, and they're all 32. So I feel like it's that era, like this era of 32-year-olds, right? And what era is that? Like, I don't know. They graduated, and I don't know. Anyways, bottom line, they're 32. They're almost 10 years younger than me. So they always say, like, or they. There's three of them that say that they like older women. One dated a 44-year-old, no names, Avi, but one dated a 44-year-old, and she left him. I don't know, what the situation was. I'm pretty sure it has something to do with her kid, but...
You hooked these margaritas up, by the way. I just had to give you a props. You hooked these up.
Good. The salt is extra salty.
Very. Yeah, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
So, yeah, he was... And she was 40, like, she was 44, and, like, he didn't tell me that till the very end, and I was like... She's 44, yeah, and he was like, he said, I'm over her, fuck her, but I think, like, he still wants her back, because she lived there, you know what I mean, she paid half the bills, and she just left, she up and left, I think, something about her kid, and then there's another one that I recently have met, and he's a cutie, like, I'm like, wow, like, I was like, do you know how old I am? Like, and he was like, girl, he said, you're too young for me, bitch. I was like, what? He didn't say bitch, but I was like, hey, I'm 40. And he was like, yeah, my last girlfriend was 56. And I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm thinking, like, it's just a taste. It's just a preference, like, I enjoy, men with melanin and, like, that kind of, like, personality. And then there are women who like just like Japanese men. I think there's just men that like 32-year-olds. Like older women. But for me to have to talk my age up, I'm like, I'm 41. I'm gonna be 41. Like, I'm almost there, and that wasn't working for him.
Wow.
Yeah. And I was like, hey, look, she's like an avocado, man. She's gonna be like.
So you was really feeling this younger dude, and he was telling you that you're too young.
It's not that I was feeling him, but the fact that he came at me and was like, she's 56, like as if, like, I didn't compare to her. There was no comparison, but I'm like, I didn't really talk my age up. But in my head, I'm like, damn, like, really? I need to talk my age up for this? Like, that's different. Because usually, men want younger women because they're hot and they're supple and whatever. Like, they fucking do the job. And you know, they're vibrant. So when men like older women, it's kind of like, I mean, it's a compliment, but also like, why? You know, I mean,
the reasons that I kind of like laid out, does that make sense to you?
It does make sense to me.
Okay.
There is also, one of the guys says it's because he likes the activity.
Explain.
I don't know. That's all he said.
Okay.
But I'm thinking because, you know, women are a little bit more, you know, spicy after 35.
Mm-hmm. What about you? What's your age range? What's the oldest you'll go and the youngest you'll go?
See, I'm trying to date a zaddy. You know what I mean? I'm trying to be like, yo, you mature. All right, you like own your own house. Cool. But guess what? San Diego doesn't offer that to me. I mean, they out there, but they're really daddy, like granddaddies. I'm not trying to get, you know, like I'm just looking. I think the oldest I would probably date would be 50. And even that is kind of cutting it.
What's the youngest?
Oh, man, I don't know.
It's tough to say, huh?
I would say, like, it depends, because there are some 32-year-olds who are, like, more mature than some 43-year-olds, right? Like, there are some men who are, you know, like, old souls, and they really are. They listen to, like, music from our era, or they'll have the same mannerisms. So, I mean, I guess it just depends on who the person is.
I've always been told I'm an old soul. I've always been told that.
I can see that.
And I think it just more. I think it more so has to do with the fact that I'm a really respectful guy. I go out of my way to try to be respectful.
Yeah.
And my family knows that I listen to like older music and like I like older things. So I think it just comes from that. And then my mom was like not raised by, but spent a lot of time with her grandparents, and I was a mama's boy, and I hung out with my mom a lot.
Did you hear my burp?
I didn't hear it. It. You could have let it rock.
Oh man. Oh, sorry. Anyways, so you listen to older music.
Yeah. For me, I think the oldest, and I'm 35. I think the oldest I'll go. The youngest I'll go is 25. Nothing younger than 25. I was filming a party a few weekends ago. I met this beautiful black girl, like chocolate skin, beautiful smile, big bright white smile. She was she was really pretty. 20 years old. I
mean, what's the problem?
That's too young. You just graduated high school 2 years ago.
Yeah. See, that's my problem too, is they don't have it figured out.
That's too young.
You don't, like, they're going to be with you for 5 years, and then they're going to start figuring it out, and they're like, I don't want to be in a, you know what I mean? Like, so it's kind of hard to say.
And that would be fair. And that would be fair. Like, you 20, and you lock in with this, and for man or woman, you lock in with this older person, and even if you really like them, like, you date them for a couple years, and you realize, like, man, like, it's not that I want to be wild, but I don't want to be locked down or tied down or committed to nothing. I want to be able to do what I want to do.
Yeah.
I experienced that when I went to college. My girlfriend was she 2 grades behind me? Yeah, I think my girlfriend, I was a senior, she was a sophomore.
Okay.
And when I graduated high school, I'm at I hit that college campus and I'm like, yo, it's women here. Like, it's like the most like so you left her developed woman in high school that was like, yo, she looked like she too old to be here. You see that everywhere when you get to college. So I'm like, yo, like, and then at the time she was like younger and like annoying, like nagging me about stuff. And I was like, I can date this little girl and get nagged every day, or I could be single and see what these grown women talking about. So yeah, I broke up with her when I got to college. Yeah, so you really don't know, which you don't have anything figured out until you're like really 30. I'm gonna say 35. Mm-hmm. I feel like that's like the age where you're finally realizing a lot of things. So, so dating somebody younger than that, you're taking a gamble, basically. Like, are they gonna figure it out? I think it has. Now, for me, regardless of. You could be, like I said, people always told me I was an old soul. You could be 23 and be an old soul. You're still too young for me. Oh, really? Okay. Like, yeah, I don't care. That's too young. That's too young. Like, I'm not saying we won't have anything in common or nothing that we could talk about. What if she's your soulmate? Huh? What if she's your soulmate? My soulmate is not 12 years younger than me. Do you know that? How do you know that? How do you know, Michael? How do you know? My soulmate was born when I was going into 7th grade. You never know. Your soulmate could be a dog. You don't even know. Your soulmate could be anything. I'm sorry. But, like, you don't know, Michael. You think you know, but you have no idea. That's true. You think everyone has a real world?
We talked about this last
The
time.
episode's not coming out though, so we could talk about it now.
No, we did.
It was the very first episode.
No, didn't we talk about that in the last one? Oh, you're right. We didn't air that one.
Yeah. See?
There's a lot of lost episodes, guys. You don't know about.
We won't speak on those. You think everyone has a soulmate?
I think everyone has a soulmate. I think that sometimes you just pass them up though, and you don't get them. And
how common do you think it is for people to date and or marry their soulmate and then move on from them?
I think it's very rare. I think you have to be really lucky or blessed to find that person.
Okay. I think everyone has a soulmate. I don't think everyone's gonna find their soulmate though.
Yeah, that's how
I think there's a perfect person for everyone, but this world is huge.
Right.
So you could be born in America and the person that perfectly fits you, the person that's perfectly compatible with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the word, right?
He's compatible? Damn.
Compatible, not with a B.
Spicy.
It might, right? Compatible. That's terrible. Compatible. Like, you could be in America and they could be in Italy, or they could, you know what I'm saying? Like,
you want to take that? It's a 760 number.
That sounds cool.
We were just talking about how they send you so many emails and you're like, why? It's Saturday.
Of every student weekly is now available.
I'm talking about the damn newsletter at the school. I guess it's good to be informed and know about everything, but so many of them emails, like from the school, I'd be like, what? Is this important information?
Yeah.
Girl? You know how many emails I get? I don't want to stop my day to read this. Anyway.
Every Tuesday, they're like, just so you know, they're getting out early today. I'm like, yeah, they've been going there for 4 years. I know they get out early today. It's Tuesday.
No, you'd be surprised how every Tuesday they have so many people in the office. So many kids in the office not picked up. I've done it before. My son's minimum day is Thursday. And I for sure, they called me and was like, yeah, we've been out of school for 5th. I was like, oh, and granted, I only live 5 minutes away from the school, so it's nothing to get there. But
actually, my sister picks up my kids, so I probably don't even know. Maybe they did miss the memo. Maybe I'm getting the memo and they're missing it every time.
But yeah, I think soulmates are real. I do think though that your soulmate, I think it's possible for your soulmate to be just a platonic friend and not a romantic interest. I do believe that.
Yeah.
And I think it's possible to have more than one soulmate. I do believe that.
But you only have one soul. Do you think we have more than one soul?
Great point. No.
Ooh, scary.
Great point.
Yeah.
That's a great point.
But I mean, I don't understand why, the creator would put two souls together to match. Like, I get it. Like, we all have a soulmate, maybe, but like, maybe we all don't.
I guess when I say soulmate, I don't mean in the fact that you two were born to eventually find each other, or you, like, you know what I mean? I guess I don't mean it like that. I mean, like, maybe that is what I'm saying. Like, I do believe that there's somebody that perfectly fits or that perfectly aligns with everyone. Like, it has to be, right? I
don't know.
I believe that is real.
You're like, say, there's somebody for everybody.
Yeah.
But I think there's some ones for everyone. Like, I don't think that there's just one person out there for you. I think there's more than one person who can align with you, and I don't think it's necessarily your soulmate. It's just someone who's actually just like you, who likes the things you do, and you guys get along. So and maybe can live your whole life. I mean, if that's a soulmate, then yeah, I guess I do. Mm-hmm. But I don't think you have just one person that you can align with and that, like, perfectly.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. So it's like, so what do you say then to people that are like madly in love with their mate?
Well, see, that's what I was saying the last time.
And then they divorce and marry someone new, and they're madly in love with this person.
Poor baby.
Like Steve Harvey.
Okay, yeah.
I'm not talking about me.
Oh yeah,
like
we're talking about him.
Like Steve Harvey, right? Like his last wife, he was like, she's this and she's that and she's as you're supposed to do with your spouse.
Right.
But then he talking like that was his soulmate.
Yeah, I mean, everyone does that. My exes did that, and I did that.
And married the woman that he was cheating on the last woman with.
Maybe that was his soulmate, the girl that
That's
he was cheating.
That's what it seemed like, right? But then a story came out about his wife now was like smashing the trainer or something.
What?
Yeah, Steve Harvey.
Wait, his current wife?
His current wife.
That's karma.
I don't know how true it is, but
I'm sure it's true, because I would not fuck Steve Harvey. I'm sorry. I mean, not that I wouldn't.
Steve Harvey got money now.
I just be staring at the hairline the whole time, like.
Steve Harvey got a big. He ain't got no hairline.
I know. And then I'm thinking of that Mr. Potato Head that they said that looks like Steve Harvey.
Like Mr. Potato.
And then I would just be picturing that the whole time, be like, I can't.
You don't like guys that don't have a hairline?
No, I've actually, all my exes are bald, so no, I'm actually down with that. I think it's more along the lines of like, I know that Steve Harvey looks like a Lego. It's like a Lego piece. Like you take that shit off and it's like click, click. You know, that's weird for me. But if you're just bald all the time, then like that's okay with me. I'm used to that. But if I gotta take it off before we go to bed, I'm not.
So bald guys are okay. Noted.
Oh yeah, for sure.
What's where was I going with that? No, so no, not everyone has. You don't believe in soulmates. You do not believe in.
I mean, I do. Like, I think to an extent. Like, I mean, I'm sure there's somebody out there for you, but I don't know what that means exactly. If that's your soulmate or just somebody that you click with.
Nah, I still believe in soulmates. I still believe in soulmates.
Yeah,
I do.
Like, what if your soulmate was your ex, but you guys just didn't like?
I felt like that when we were together.
And you guys didn't work out
because of the way we met, the way we reconnected, and how quick we were able to lock in when we reconnected. Like my ex-wife I met in first grade.
Yeah, that's
crazy. She left our elementary school after fourth grade, and I never saw her again. Had a big crush on her elementary school.
Aww.
Never saw her again until I was like 19. She found me on MySpace. I was like, "Are you the same?" I'll say my homie. "Are you the same Michael Rowan that went to Valencia Park Elementary School?" And she looked exactly the same. So I'm like, "Yes, and I know exactly who you are." And I had a girlfriend at the time. Actually, the girl that I broke up with when I got to college, I was dating her. And I got to college.
I knew you were a snake, Michael. I knew it.
Not at all.
I fucking knew it, bro.
Not at all.
You had a girlfriend at the time. You still responding to her fucking message, bro? Like, she hit you up on MySpace. This is social media, fucking circa 1995.
That's not cheating.
What are you talking about? Oh, so what's cheating?
A childhood friend finds you. I never.
But you had a crush on her.
So what?
And then she popped up. She popped up on your fucking laptop, and you're like, "Oh hey, what's up, girl?" Oh, and you were so quick to fucking respond, like not even a fucking thought in your head, not even like thinking about your ex at all or your current girlfriend at all. You went straight to like, LOL. Oh, and what did you say? What did we say back then?
I think it's okay to respond as long as you're not responding.
But you knew what your intentions were. Clearly, you got married. You married her and had 2 kids with her. You can shake your head all you want, sir. Are you sure?
Not positive.
So when you were responding to her, you didn't think, "Oh damn, I had a crush on her. She's really pretty."
Yes, I did think that.
That's wrong.
But I wasn't.
You should not do that.
I had a girlfriend when we reconnected. I broke up with that girl because, like I said, I got to college and seen all these women out here, and she was nagging me. I broke up with her. Me and my ex-wife didn't start dating until 3 years after she found me on MySpace.
Bullshit. I'm sorry. No, you're right. I mean, that's great. But like, I'm gonna say this right now. You already knew what you were getting into when you responded.
Wrong, because my ex almost stopped hanging out with me because she liked me and I wouldn't like her back or give her that back. So she was like I'm not finna just keep. Like I mean, we good friends. That's cool and all, but I like you more than that. So I can't keep doing this. Mm-hmm. She didn't say that to me.
You mean recently or?
No. When we started dating, she told me that.
Okay.
And she told when we sucked. So I was like, so we hanging out. Hanging out, doing whatever. And I liked her a little bit.
But you had a girlfriend at the time.
No, when we started hanging out, I didn't have a girlfriend.
Why not? Wait, I'm sorry, I missed that part. You broke up with her?
Yes.
Because you met...
Because I told you when the show first started, I was in college seeing women, and they were interested in me, and my girlfriend...
So it has nothing to do with the fact that your childhood crush hit you up?
Not at all.
Oh, so it's just basically all the fine-ass women walking around?
Yes.
Either way, you're fucked. Yes. Either way, it's a lose-lose situation. Because you broke up with her for the hot women that are walking around your campus. You wanted a taste of something else. You didn't want to stick in that high school ice cream. No, because I was like, well, did you do it because of your ex? You're like, or because of, did you get with her because, or did you break up with your ex for her? And you're like, no, like you're like swearing up and down. But I'm like, either way, it's a bad reason to break up with your girlfriend at the time.
You could call it that, but it's honest though.
No, I know it's honest, but I'm just saying like,
she was already being annoying. And she was already being annoying. And this is not, it's not like a mean or rude thing to say. I was 19, she was 17.
What if she was like Beyonce right now? Like you just slept on that shit.
You know what's funny? I saw her on LinkedIn not too long ago. She lives in, I won't say that, but she doesn't live in California.
Soccer.
She lives in California. No, I seen it, I was like, no way. Came across it and I seen it, I was like, no way.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Social media dating, like straight up, like you won't meet anybody at your local grocery store, but like 2 minutes later, you'll find somebody online.
What it was actually, I saw her sister's LinkedIn.
And she was fine.
No. Her sister's LinkedIn popped up on my thing, and I won't say the name, but I recognized her sister's name.
Okay.
And so I was like, oh, I know her. That's so-and-so's older sister. So I clicked on it, and I'm looking at her profile and scrolling through, seeing all the people that she knows. I saw my ex. I was like, oh, wow. And I literally hadn't seen her in like...
Did you hit her up?
No. I mean, I followed her on LinkedIn, but I didn't send her a message.
You know that's an SOS. Like, that's basically like, hey, I'm here. Like, you're throwing up your, like...
She doesn't live in this state.
I don't give a fuck. You know when...
It was months ago.
Honey, you know when you go on LinkedIn and someone says, viewed your profile, she's going to see Michael Flix, Roan. But she's going to see that, and she's going to be like, I dated him, and he broke up with me for so-and-so. I mean, like, she knows you, obviously.
Obviously.
You're a big, like, part of her life. You don't think that she's going to be like, oh, my God, Michael followed me. That's how I mean, I speak for myself.
So fine, sure. I agree with that. So what? What did
you didn't think that was like leaving a fucking like a pebble in the pond just to let her know, like, hey, I'm here. You waiting for a response?
No.
That wasn't bait?
No.
Come on, Mike.
Because I haven't sent a message. She haven't sent a message. We just... I'm not even sure if she... I don't know if you can... you follow people back on LinkedIn. I'm still kind of new to it. I don't even know if she followed me back or however it works on LinkedIn. I seen her. Click the little button so she could be one of the people that I see or that I...
So you didn't pique an interest and go, I'm gonna find her on Instagram.
No.
Why not? You should. I feel like you should.
Why? For what?
What if that's your soulmate?
She's not.
Oh.
She's not.
You're such a boner killer. I mean,
a boner killer?
Yeah, like what?
I've never heard that term before.
Like so like you didn't hit her up?
Nah.
I feel like that's gonna happen eventually. Because she saw your name pop up on her LinkedIn.
No, if we speak on LinkedIn or if we speak at all, it'll be her doing it.
Wouldn't that be crazy? Like if you ended up with her after all these years.
She's still fine too.
Maybe. See, I feel like that
She's
too.
Still fine too, and like fully like a full-on businesswoman. Like she like works at like a. No, I won't do that. But she's like got like a corporate job, and she's like high up in this corporate job. Like she doing well, and still fine as hell too.
I hope she's watching this.
Shout out to you if you are.
Oh my God, Mike. No, but seriously though, like I feel like people are like the universe is setting you up for somebody. Like obviously, like I don't think I'm ready.
You said the universe is setting me up for somebody?
And like people are not with anybody right now. Like.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I wasn't ready. You know, like years ago, I feel like I was still kind of figuring out where I was in my life, like what I wanted to be, who I was, like if I even wanted to be a pharmacy tech. Like, I mean, I had no idea. Like, I'm still figuring it out. So I think as time goes on and you don't have anything, it's setting it for somebody that you are ready for, or that person is also clearing their life out to be ready for something also. I don't know. That's how I feel.
I feel it. It makes sense. It makes sense.
Does it? I don't know. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe I'm just crazy. But I think that the universe does have its way of doing things.
Absolutely it does.
Yeah.
Absolutely it does. You can have your own... I mean, also, I'm a religious person. I'm a Christian. I think you can have your own... You can call it the universe or whoever, but I think...
It's all one person.
I don't agree with that, but
oh, shit. This is a different podcast. Let's move on.
I believe in a higher power. I don't think it's just the universe that... Now, I think the universe has like a...
We can't get into religion on this podcast. And let's back up. Rewind. You're going to make this difficult, aren't you? You're going to make my dating life a living hell. They're going to be like, are you fucking your co-host? Is your co-host? Are you attracted to him?
The podcast might make it difficult. I'm not going to...
No, I'm not going to do... What are you talking about? You're going to be here. You just said right now, you're like, tell him Mike Flix is here and he can't come over because I'm flicking it.
I was just saying what you would say to that. I didn't expect you to actually say that. I was saying how you responded to it.
Yeah. I feel like dating now, like going forward with this, and I'm not going to give it the podcast for a dude, straight up. Like, I'm not that girl, but I feel like going into dating now, it's going to be like, so who's that dude? Actually, I I was talking to somebody, like not talking, it was just like chit-chatting, and he was like, so what's wrong with your co-host? He seems cool, why don't you date him? I was like, yo, look, like me and my co-host, we're platonic, like we have good chemistry on camera, and we met like, you know, on Instagram, and we're good friends now. Like it's nothing to worry about. At that point, I was already blocked. He was already blocked in my head, because for somebody to question our relationship before like we even start dating, like he and I already knew that was going to be a problem.
Yeah, that's
a red flag.
And see, if there was a situation where like you were talking to a dude, like even if it was, I was about to say if it was like kind of like hit and miss, but even if it was consistent, and this show started and he had questions about that would be somewhat understandable, because like especially like I met him on Instagram and he's like, so you just shot him a DM, like what did you know what I mean?
Yeah,
those you can easily answer those questions. Like I hit him about a podcast, he responded about a podcast, and now we're doing a podcast, like it's a business thing.
Yeah,
so it says those are easy questions to answer. But a new person that came here after you started the podcast, I wish a girl would ask me that. I go, so what's up with your co-host? And da-da-da. Now, again, if it's a girl that I was talking to before I started the show, those are valid questions. Like, how did you meet her? Like, what's up with her? Da-da-da-da.
Well, I mean,
but even still, those questions can only go but so far.
Even
but
like maybe the third day in.
A new person?
Like it was 10 minutes in our phone conversation. Bro, listen, I already knew he was already like...
If I meet a girl and she looks at my Instagram and my YouTube and sees you and feels, I was about to say feels insecure about it, but just even if that's not the word, just has too many questions about it. Yeah, I'm not finna entertain that. Yeah. If I like the girl, I obviously like her a little bit because I'm talking to her. I'm still like, oh no, that's my co-host. Like we met on, you know what I'm saying? I probably wouldn't even tell her we met. It's like that's my co-host. Like we do the podcast. And that's not with people. That's my people. It's like it ain't like that. Yeah. And if she had more questions, I'd be like, hey, listen, check this out. I just gave you the answer. There's nothing more to talk about here.
But I think that question so early on is already like, they're already in their head concocting a story of you and me. You know what I mean? Like already seeing, already seeing a narrative that hasn't been told yet. And I'm like, in my mind, I was like, I'm going to be doing this podcast for I don't know, a while. So like, if you're going to have problems with it, I'm going to be...
Okay. So how do you feel about dating men that have female best friends, or like female friends that are in their consistent friend group?
See, like how you just answered that phone call, right?
You felt the way.
No. Okay. I felt the way because you're fucking intruding on the show. Not her, but you are intruding on the show. You're wasting time. We only have like 10 minutes left. So, no, I think that like if I was your girlfriend, right, and we're sitting here and...
Can I be my girlfriend?
No, I said if. Learn your shit, bro. So if I was like, if I was your girlfriend and she and we're sitting here talking and you fucking answered the phone in the middle of our conversation, trust, man, I'd be like, I don't know about that, bro. That's sus to me. My kids say sus. It's, I don't know, suspect. I mean, it's sus to me. I would be like, you answer that phone way too quick, bro. And I get it. She's your best friend. She's been your best friend for years. But I would also be like...
I definitely shouldn't have took that call during the podcast. I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, what's that about?
I won't do that again. I'm always supposed to answer those like during the show for my kids.
That's why I thought it was your baby mama, because I was like, bro, are your kids okay?
I won't do that again. That was wrong, and I apologize. I won't do that again.
You don't have to apologize. It's just
I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done. But she doesn't call at this time, so I thought it might be like she might be in a jam.
She did sound like she was having some issues, though. She sounded like she was like not happy.
I agree. And then like she doesn't normally call like at this time on a Sunday, so I'm like she might have something she want to talk about. That's why I was like, are you good? Yeah. Like I'm fine. I'm like, okay, well I'll talk to you later. If you're fine, I'll talk to you later.
She probably watched the podcast and she's like, who's that girl? No, I'm kidding.
Nah, I would never have to worry about that with her. Not at all.
Yeah.
In fact, she's such a good friend that when it got to the point in my relationship when I was like, I'm cool, man. Like, cause at one point I was trying to fight. I was trying to fight to keep my relationship.
That's a big thing, though.
Yeah, and I got to the point I was like, I'm cool. Like, it's over. Like, she was like, no, like, don't like fight. Like, don't stop. Like,
yeah.
I was like, I'm cool. Like, don't. Nah, I'm cool. So she's a really good friend. She's a really good friend.
She sounds like it.
She's a really good friend.
You picked up her phone in the middle of the podcast, so.
You know what's funny about her? She's my first kiss.
You just keep them around, huh? You keep them first around.
No, my first, the girl that I told
my first girlfriend, my first.
No, the girl that I'm talking about wasn't my first girl.
My first crush.
Actually, the girl I'm talking about that I found on LinkedIn.
Wait, she was
my first love. The girl that I found on LinkedIn, she was my first love.
Ooh. Does your ex know that? That you got married to?
Does she know what?
That was your first love. Or does your ex think she was your first love?
My ex does not think she's my first love. No.
Oh, okay.
But we started dating when I was like 21, 22.
So people, I know people that haven't been in love yet.
Everybody has that, like, that puppy love in high school.
Oh, okay, that's puppy love.
Head over heels, but that's real love though. It's not like real, like, grown up love.
Hey, LinkedIn girl, this is your calling.
No, it is not. No, it is not.
He say I'm a like, she's not gonna see that you viewed her profile and added her.
If you want to talk, we can talk.
He falls asleep really fast, so you gotta catch him like between 1 and 3 in the afternoon.
She's so fine.
How many times are you gonna say she's so fine? She's so fine.
I didn't say so. I said still. She's still fine.
Then why'd you fucking break up with her?
Because she was nagging. She was annoying.
Oh, you think she's gonna be different now? You think she's all of a sudden, I'm a business? No, maybe she's a businesswoman and she's still naggy.
Maybe she is.
You can be with her?
Maybe. No.
Okay, then.
I don't want to date her. I just wanted to. I saw. I was like, oh, that'd be dope to reconnect and, whatever.
And she's like, what are you doing, Michael? Who are you talking
and
to?
I feel like we lingered on this topic, but we were cool. Like, we broke up. She was upset, but we were friends afterward. You know what's really funny? What's really funny? After we broke up, I only saw her maybe in, like, I did high school in Escondido. It's in North County, San Diego. It's a small city, so
Yeah,
it's like,
seems like you're North County, San Diego.
it's typical to run into people. Like, it's not extremely.
It's typical?
Not extremely typical,
okay.
but not really so much for us to run into each other, because I live, like, our high schools were like on the opposite ends of town, and so we didn't live in the same.
So you ran into her?
We didn't. No. At first, I never ran into her.
Oh.
And then when I got married, my first apartment in Escondido was in the side of town that she lived in.
See, the fact that you're still thinking... See, this is why I'm single.
I wasn't thinking about her.
Bullshit. See, this is why I feel like I'm still single. No, because you moved into the apartment...
I pray
Hold up.
for your next boyfriend.
Hold up.
Goodness gracious.
No, because you were like,
Lisa's next boyfriend. Hang in there, brother. Hang in there,
you were
bro.
thinking about her. No, I'm just saying what I'm thinking, because, like, straight up, like, if you're moving to this apartment building and you're like, oh, my ex lives 3 buildings down, bro, you shouldn't even be thinking about her.
Who said I was thinking that?
When did you think that then?
When did I think that?
Yeah.
I'm giving you a story.
Okay.
When I moved into my first apartment, I was not at all thinking about my
With
ex.
your wife?
Yes. I was a newlywed getting my first apartment.
Okay.
All I was thinking about was, like, and I didn't move out until I got married.
Okay.
I was 24, 25 when I got married. I didn't move out until I got married. So this is my first apartment with the girl of my dreams. I'm not thinking about my high school ex. I'm thinking, like, yo, I got my own crib and I'm in here with my woman. This shit dope.
So how did you know your ex lived, like, close by?
I know where she lives. The city that I was living in at the time, I got married in 2013. I moved to that city in 2000.
So if you
I had been there, let me finish. I had been there for 13 years.
No.
I've been there for 13 years. I had been there for 13 years, so I know this.
How long? 13 years?
13 years.
Okay.
So I have been in this city. And when I moved over there, I know this is the Escondido High School side of town.
Pause if necessary.
And my ex-girlfriend went to Escondido High School and lived right down the street from Escondido.
Why would you choose a place to live near your ex?
I didn't choose it. My wife found that apartment.
Why would
ex-wife found that apartment.
And then when she found that, you're like, ooh, I know who lives 3 streets down.
It wasn't 3 streets down. What are you talking about?
I'm just saying, like, the grand scheme of it.
Anything. And then check this out. And now, so let me get to my story. So we moved to that side of town, and I still didn't even see her until maybe like 6 months in. And this is.
Well, but you saw her.
This is how you know it's like how quickly the times go.
Okay.
This is 2013, and we were in Blockbuster, buying, trying to rent and buy some DVDs.
What's that? What's Blockbuster?
For you kids out there, for streaming services, and you could just click a button on your TV and watch something.
You had a blue card.
You have to get in your car and drive to either. What was the other? Was it Blockbuster? What was the other one?
I know it was red. I just know it was red.
Oh,
Video something.
Was it Video Town?
It was. No.
But there were 2 places you could go to rent.
Not Video
This is
Town.
before the red box that's outside the 7-Elevens and stuff. It was Blockbuster, like an actual building full of. It was a warehouse.
And you had to choose. Like, you sit there for like an hour. Like, who do I want that one?
Video games, movies, and music. And you could go in there.
It's so easy now. You just go on your phone. You're like, I want to watch something.
Mm-hmm. And see, when I first got married, trying to save money, and this is before streaming services even. So we was like, we're not gonna get cable. We gonna save some money, not get cable. And this is when you could go to like Target and Walmart and get like the little like $6 DVDs. So like every other weekend we would go and like get like a new batch of DVDs to watch, right? And we in Blockbuster, we went to Target. Target didn't really have no good movies in there. So we went to Blockbuster. Like, let's see what Blockbuster got. Went into Blockbuster, and I'm walking around like looking for movies, like trying to find a comedy, right? And all I hear is Mike, and I turn around. It's my high school ex in there with her boyfriend. I was like, "Oh, hey, what's up?" And she walked right up to me, came in like, I think, did she give me a hug? I think she gave me a hug.
I mean, we'd be weird not to give you a hug.
And I was thinking, but it was like, it was weird how she shook my wife's hand like it was like a job interview. She's like, "Hi," I won't say her name, but she was like, "Hi, I'm so and so," and like shook her hand like, and like my wife at the time was like, "Oh," and when she said her name, I was like, "Oh," because of course I had said her name before. My wife was like, "Oh," and then when we left, my wife was like, "I wish I knew who that was walking up to me. I'd have been like more prepared." Like,
yeah, she was caught off guard.
Yeah, for sure.
So, do you think that was like a soulmate meeting?
A soulmate meeting? That's my
Like,
second time.
like kismet, like a kismet thing, like serendipitous. Like you guys just like
No.
keep crossing paths. Like the universe is telling you, like, Mike hit this girl up.
No. I moved into her side of town, and I happened to be in Blockbuster at the same time. So it could have happened at Vaughn's, could have happened at 24-hour fitness.
Not if you moved across the town, it wouldn't have happened. But whatever. I mean, who knows?
But that's my point. Had it been like, I live out of town and we happen to be in town, like I moved out of town, right? Mm-hmm. My parents still live here, and we come in town to visit my parents, and before we head out of town, we stop in to get gas, and I run into her on like in a random part of town that she doesn't live in, then it would make more sense. But I'm in your side of town at the Blockbuster on a Sunday.
Yeah.
We both in here looking for movies, and we bumped into each other. It's not this whole like, oh my god, I can't believe this just
like in the movies, and you're like, oh,
it's not something that it's like you wouldn't. It's like, can you imagine? Like, it would never happen that way. Like, no, it's very
well. So back to the question then: do you think that women? I mean, you asked me. I think that women and men can't be platonic friends. I mean, you and I can, because we're not in a deep relationship.
I was about to say, you're gonna have people talking.
I mean, I think we could be friends, and it wouldn't like really affect anything because we don't have another person to like really question the situation, right?
Well, you were just saying you were talking to some new dude, and he was asking who I was.
Yeah, no, I mean, I was just talking to him. It wasn't even like. It was just like chatting, like getting to know that person if you want to hang out with them, right? The whole social media, like we are exchanging words before we actually want to. And he lived in Oakland. I set my settings to Oakland. I don't like the guys down here. Anyways, so yeah, I feel like it'll be. I honestly,
but you found me on Instagram, not on a dating app. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think that's why you're so special.
Yeah, she called me special.
I viewed him on LinkedIn. He saw my name. He's like, Anissa viewed me. So I think that like we can't be like we could be platonic friends, but I don't think it could be like how we talk every day, right? Like how we text and we're like, oh hey, how are you? Like how was your day? Like I don't think that's appropriate if I was with somebody for like let's say 6 months. I think that would be weird.
Fair. Our communication would still have to be, and I would imagine still would be, very consistent, because we're on a show together, building a show. We're going to be sending topics back and forth, and like, oh, did you see this? Like, oh, did you know what I mean? And there could be a time when it's like, I might be driving and I don't have time to text, and I might call you like, hey yo, like I seen this topic online, like I'm gonna send it to you when I get a chance, and we might talk about that for 10 minutes, and you might have been like hanging out with, or you might be currently with the dude that either your boyfriend or whoever you're interested in. And be like, oh, it's my co-host, I gotta take this. That could potentially be a problem.
I think it will be, unless like that guy's really strong and secure with himself.
And that's I'm not dating someone that's not strong and secure with themselves. I'm not putting up with that. I'm not putting up with you questioning any woman that I'm around. You know what I'm saying? If I feel like I'm the type of person that my track record is going to prove itself, and so I can, like, anybody could tell you anything they want. So I could tell you, like, that's just my co-host. It ain't like that. And I feel like over time you would come to believe that. So the question should fall away. And if they don't fall away, then that's just your insecurity. Now, granted, if you I be up late. So if I'm up late editing, it's 2:00 in the morning, and you happen to wake up and go to the bathroom and get a glass of water, and I'm on the phone with you or texting you, like, that's different. Like, it's like, what do y'all need to do? Why y'all need to talk about the podcast at 2 in the morning?
Yeah, she's like asleep.
That's different.
Yeah.
But if it's like the middle of the day and we talking about a podcast topic, or like, hey, yo, I bought this thing for the podcast, thing be really.
But what if it's not just the phone conversation? It goes deeper than that. What if she thinks emotionally, like you and I are invested? Like, and it's easy.
That's just her thinking that, and I would tell her that that's not the case. And if she don't believe that, then I got to find somebody else to spend my time with.
Okay, but a lot of, I mean, I'm not saying like you're gonna have a problem dating people being like on a show with a woman, but like us being so close, you know what I mean? Like over time, right? We just get closer because like every day we talk about something new, and we, you know, we're constantly bickering, and then we, you know, we're good again. Like that's like building a bond, right? And so like you get into a relationship with somebody, and she's like, well, you have a bond with her, you have history with her. I'm not jealous of her or insecure, but like I just don't understand why you guys didn't get together.
Well, because not everybody's meant to date. Not everybody's meant to be together.
Right, but she's not gonna take that.
Then I couldn't spend my time with her.
So
I need to be around rationally thinking people, and even if like it doesn't seem rational, like I said, I'm gonna tell you something, and even if you don't believe it right away, my actions are gonna prove it to be true.
Okay, so what if we're not in a podcast?
Okay.
And we're friends still. Can we still be friends? Like, is that okay? Like, if it's not okay with her, is it okay? Like,
yeah, I think it's okay for people in relationships to have friends of the opposite sex.
So if I was married to you for 6 years and John called me and we talked for like an hour.
Who's John?
My friend.
From where? From
before I met you. Is that okay? I'm over here like on the phone, like
if I knew,
pillows on my feet, like
that's
getting comfortable.
That's different.
But he's my friend. That's me talking to my friend.
The actions that you just did, I mean, that signifies that like you're kind of into the person.
No, we just been on the phone for an hour, so I got like, sorry.
You said I'm over here cross my feet, twirling my hair.
I'm balancing shit on my belly, like we've been on the phone for an hour. That's what I'm trying to get at.
Those things kind of signify that there's some other interests, or like you like this. Do you like?
Or I'm just on the phone for an hour. I'm just like, when I'm on the phone and I'm waiting on hold, I doodle. So like, what if I'm just like, you know, just doing shit? And anyways, bottom line, I'm on the phone for an hour with this guy. We're married for 6 years. Is that okay?
I think after I'm married to someone for 6 years, I don't think that first one won't be an issue. But if you're consistently on the phone with somebody for that long, it's like, why every time y'all get on the phone, y'all gotta talk for that long? Like, I get it if y'all haven't spoken in a while and y'all need to catch up, that's one thing. But every time y'all talk, y'all gotta talk for an hour?
Yeah.
Like, why? What's going on with that?
Okay, what if...
And I'm not an insecure person, but I feel like that would be a valid question.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Like, he can call once a month, right? And she can talk to him for an hour, and that's okay. So, what if he wanted to hang out with her one-on-one? Is that okay?
And he was around before I was?
Yeah. I'll let you know right now, I'm not, like, if it was me, I would not have that. Sorry, that's a date. In my eyes. Like, why can't I come? Why the fuck do you have to be solo? Like, why do you need girlfriends? I'm your girlfriend. Like, that's me.
Well, no, I think it's good to have people of the opposite sex to talk about things with, to be like, now look, all right, so look, you know me, and I feel a way about this. Tell me, am I just in my feelings because I like this person, or I'm in love with this person, and I'm dating them? Or, like help me make sense of this. I think it's important to have friends like that. And it can't always be, like, for girls, it can't always be a woman. I think it's good to have a male friend to call, like, when you feel like, oh, my boyfriend is tripping, and...
Oh, that's okay? To talk shit about you to my boy?
No, I'm not saying talk shit. I'm saying this is going on in my relationship. I'm upset, or I'm feeling a way about whatever's going on, and this is how I'm feeling. Am I valid in my feelings?
You need a mediator.
Am I valid in my feelings, or am I in my feelings and just being on my man shit, or am I being a
you want someone to tell you the truth?
Feelings too much, yeah. You need somebody that knows you, that's not interested in you, that can give you perspective outside of the relationship.
Why does it have to be a girl though? Why can't it be a guy?
Because sometimes you need. If you're not understanding for a man, if you're not understanding your woman, you may need a woman to come in and be like, this is why she feels that. Okay, look, I gotta, I was talking to this woman. She's 43, owns her own business, like works a 9 to 5, but also owns her own business. Like, this girl's gonna be a millionaire real soon. Like she getting to it. And I was telling my homegirls about her, and I was like, I mean, I like her. I was like, but I don't know if I'd ever make her my girlfriend. Like, she's really cool, but I don't know if I like her enough to ever make her my girlfriend. And my homegirl was like, Mike, stop wasting that girl's time. Because I told her how, like, the girl was telling me, like, I really like you and this and that, da da da. And I was like, I don't know if I like her like that. And I was like, but I still, like, she told me this like a month ago, and we still been hanging out. Went on a couple more dates and da 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 da. And my homegirl was like, stop wasting that girl's time. If you don't like her and you would never see her, like, you would never make her your girlfriend, then you got to cut that off right now. Because she already told you that she like you. She looking at you like, hey, this dude might be my boyfriend one day. So stop wasting, like,
do her a service.
Stop wasting her time. I wouldn't have looked at it like that until a woman told me that.
No, that's just human beings. That's just a human being trait, man, to be like, I'm not going to waste your time.
You could say that.
Like,
you could say
I'm just saying, like, you're just trying to make excuses to have a girlfriend, and it's fine. I don't care. You can have as much homegirls as you want. I'm not your girlfriend, but...
I'm not. I promise you, when she said that, and matter of fact, she told me that, and then I was in Arizona talking to my boy Jesse that lives in Arizona. I went to high school with him, but he lives in Arizona now. And I was telling him that story, how my homegirl was like, man, stop wasting that girl's time. And he said to me, literally, he's married, him and his wife live in Arizona. He said to me, he's like, bro, I wish I had homegirls like that before I got married. Like, because he was like, he didn't say broke hearts, but he was like, I did some people wrong.
No, there are, and those are the douchebags that, like, on that app, on the dating site.
You could call them a douchebag. There are douchebags out there. I'm not saying there's not. But
they didn't know.
That truly don't know and don't, like, understand that they're wasting someone's time.
Especially she's 43, like, she don't got a lot of time. Like, I'm on, like, rapid movement here. Right. Like, let's go.
Right.
I ain't sleeping on this shit. Like,
I'm looking at like, while I'm like, I do like her. So is it like, I do like her. I enjoy her.
But if you don't see yourself at the end, then it's not worth it.
It's that's something that's like you said, like, well, you should know that. And maybe I should, but until a woman said that to me.
Yeah.
Like, one of my homies wouldn't have said that to me. One of the homies would have been like, well, I mean, if you don't like her like that, then stop fucking with her.
That's the same thing, just in another language.
But that's not respecting her feelings in her life.
Oh, okay.
That's me saying,
it's putting into perspective how it's affecting her.
Exactly.
You don't need a girlfriend to do that, though. You need a homegirl. You need
sometimes you do.
Do you? I mean,
what if the only friend that I have in my life that will spit it to me real like that is a woman?
I guess you're right. I did have a girl who was a friend, and she just batted for me for everything I did. She was like, oh, no, you're right. You know, like, whatever she thinks I wanted to hear was what she told me. Like, oh, no, you're right. Like, I wanted someone to be like, look, Anissa, you're being crazy. Mm-hmm. You're at fault right now. You need to take your shit and fucking get it together. Mm-hmm. But I had a best friend who was like, she was a girl, and she was like, anything I did was okay. You know what I mean? Like, it was fine. And I think, yeah, you're right. You do need, like, someone of the opposite sex to be like Anissa, you know, he's going through his shit. You just need to leave him alone, you know?
And it's a tricky thing. It's
that would have been...
Because, like, I mean to cut you off, I'm sorry.
No, that's just basically the gist of it, so.
It can be a very tricky thing, but you got to have a real friend that doesn't have any interest in you. Like, and that's
hard though.
That's why I so much about my friend that I answered the phone for, Jaleisha. That's why I love her to death, because of that. I mean, I've known her my whole life.
But she had a crush on you at some point in her life.
We was kids.
But over the last few years, oh my God, have you seen Love and Basketball? Like, you end up falling for that person.
They liked each other their whole lives. Her and I have both gotten married and are now divorced. Like, we both had our relation, had our friendship, found people that we loved, got married.
So you're saying never crossed her mind? Be like, I wonder how it would be.
What crossed her mind? I'm telling you, would never cross my mind. And I'm very okay. I don't want to speak, Jaleisha. When you see this, you can leave a comment on it and speak up for yourself. I can speak very confidently that I feel very confidently that in our adult lives, she's never thought about dating me or anything like that. Very confident. In fact, she tried to hook me up with one of her friends before.
And Jaleisha, I'm not sure. I don't know you, but I'm just saying, like, sometimes that's a deflection of, like, to be like, look, I like this guy, but I'm just gonna try to give him to someone else because I obviously don't want to be with him. There's relationships that you don't want to fuck up, right? Like, I think that if I ended up having feelings for you, I probably wouldn't act on them because I don't want to fuck up our relationship. And that could be the same with her.
She's the one that when I told her, like I said, when I was like, I'm done fighting, man, it's a wrap. This thing is over. She's like, no, you guys are amazing together. Like, no, work that out.
You can say a lot of things. It doesn't mean anything.
To this day, we've been separated, divorced, whatever, for all this. It's almost been 2 years now. To this day, when we're talking, like, oh, how's everything been? Oh, well, have y'all talked about anything? Y'all gonna try to work anything out? And I'll be like, look, it's a wrap. Stick a fork in it.
Okay.
It's done.
How about a friend that you fucked? Can you be friends with a friend that you fucked?
Yeah.
Really? So I can be friends, if we're married, I can be friends with a guy that I had sex with. You'd be okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Depending on the circumstances of it, yeah.
Oh, wow. I feel like that's kind of like a loaded question, because I mean, that can be somebody that I had feelings for. Obviously, we had sex.
Absolutely. But feelings come and feelings go, right?
Yeah.
Like, do you still have feelings for any guy that you've had sex with?
Are you trying to say I'm numb and I'm a fucking numb person?
No, but I'm saying,
do you have any feelings in these?
No, but I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying, just because you had sex with someone doesn't mean you're gonna have this.
But we've been there before. He's seen me naked.
Bond that
he's, felt my ocean with his boat. Like, all these things that, like, a friend shouldn't have access to, right?
You could say shouldn't. Some friendships are different, and some people are able to compartmentalize in that way. Yeah. Some people are able to do that. Some people can fully be like, listen, we're never going to be in a relationship. Okay. It's never going to happen. We both find each other attractive, but we're never going to date. We know, like, listen, I'm an outside person. I like to be on the scene. I like to be seen. I like to mingle. I like to mix and mingle. You like to stay inside. We're never gonna. I eat steak. You're a vegan. We're never gonna mesh together. But we're great friends. We find each other attractive, and we had sex one time, and it was fire. So we want to keep.
Ooh, no, even that, like, hell no. I would be like, no, I'm good. We want to
keep doing it.
I'm out.
But some people are able to compartmentalize it.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm one of those people that's like, I'm picturing you guys having sex as like you're talking. Like, I can't.
Admittedly, with most circumstances like that, I go there too. I'm like, man, I don't like. Come on.
Yeah.
Like, y'all did the do a few times, and now y'all still this cool. Like, it'll be nothing for y'all to do again. But at the end of the day, you gotta be able to. I want people to trust my word when I give it to them. Mm-hmm. So I gotta trust other people's word when they give it to me.
Yeah, but why? That relationship is unnecessary. We're married for 6 years. Why do you need that other person to lean on? Why can't you get homegirl, or why don't you get guy friends? Like, why do you need a homegirl to tell? And that's why Jaleesa. No.